Welcome to Kemi Talks. I'm Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, 15th of November 2019. I'm talking about medications. I'm a pharmacist, journalist, and PR specialist, and I've practiced pharmacy for 30 years approximately in different capacities: institutional pharmacy, retail pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, consultant pharmacy, and so on and so forth. The most important part is that you need to be updated with the information coming out in a pharmacy and regarding your medications. Now, in Nigeria, a lot of you are not taking medications properly. That's partly because our government, has not regulated the profession of pharmacy. When I say they have not regulated it, okay, the Pharmacy Association of Nigeria and some practicing pharmacists will tell you it's regulated. Pharmacy is not regulated in Nigeria. You can walk into a pharmacy and literally ask for anything you want. Anything behind the pharmacy counter in America, Canada, and UK, you cannot ask for it. For example, you have diarrhea and somebody tells you, go get Flagyl, metronidazole, an antibiotic. You just go to the pharmacy here and mention you want one sachet of metronidazole, and the pharmacist will give it to you. And if there's a good pharmacist on duty, they'll tell you exactly how to use it, take it with food, no alcohol, da-da-da. Other pharmacists wouldn't even bother. That's if you have a pharmacist selling it. It could be a pharmacy technician just giving you. And it's not their job to actually counsel you. So at the end of the day, antibiotics are literally over the counter. You can buy them without a prescription. What is a prescription? Many of you don't know in Nigeria. Because of mental slavery, you decide to live under the Nigerian system of everything. We're in Nigeria, we're not in America. You see, that mentality is what's killed the country. Know how things are done in modern countries. If you're giving people antibiotics anyhow, it can cause resistance and abuse of the antibiotics. And I had a fight on Twitter 2 months ago with a bunch of doctors who were telling me I prescribed metronidazole for bacterial vaginosis wrongly. You know what? They noticed, right? I didn't prescribe it wrongly. What they noticed was what I wanted. For them to tell the NMA and the Pharmacy Association of Nigeria, NAFDAC, and every regulating body to start prescribing antibiotics and having pharmacists dispense them on the order of that prescription, not people coming to ask for them. So this is the situation in Nigeria. Now let me tell you about basic medication knowledge. When a doctor gives you a medication and tells you to take it 3 times a day, you're taking it every 8 hours. 3 times a day has 24 hours. This is how they taught us in school. 24 hours in a day, 3 times a day. So divide that by 3, 8. 24 divided by 3, every 8 hours. So if a medication comes into your hand, 7 a.m., 3 p.m., and 11, okay? 8 hours. But you can actually go within 6 hours in that corridor because of bedtime. If you have a medication you took at 7 in the morning and you know the next dose is while you're at work at 3, the next dose is 11, and you want to go to bed at 9, it's okay to take it at 9. Now, if something says twice a day, it's definitely every 12 hours, the same thing. 24 divided by 2 twice a day is 12. Every 12 hours, 9 a.m., 9 p.m., 8 a.m., 8 p.m., 7 a.m., 7 p.m. I'm an award-winning pharmacist. The White House honored me in the 1997-98 time, President Bill Clinton. Okay, and I got an alien of exceptional ability. I'm on a national interest waiver in the United States immigration. I don't care what you've heard, it's a lie. Okay, I'm a very, very celebrated Nigerian in America. At the end of the day, guys, listen carefully. We have a lot of problems in the system. The system hasn't tried to hire me because they found me controversial. And of course, you know about the members of my family who made me look like some kind of mad woman and portray me bad so that they can advance more. Let's go on. At the end of the day, if you're not listening to me in Nigeria, your life has ended. That's just it. If you're given a medication for high blood pressure and it tells you take it once a day, you don't take it at bedtime. You take it first thing in the morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., latest 8 a.m. Most of the blood pressure medications, amlodipine, hydrochlorothiazide, anything you're taking, basically that's saying once a day. You must use it first thing in the morning because they're sustained release. Almost every one of them is sustained release. Sustained release means it's working around the clock. And if your blood pressure goes up around 11 a.m. in the board meeting or at lunchtime at 1 p.m., it reduces it. That's why you have to take it first thing in the day. Someone told me, okay, they work in a very stressful job and they just remembered that they had not taken their blood pressure medicine. So they took it at 12 noon. It doesn't work well that way. Okay, because you're going to really screw up the cycle. Okay, so once a day, first thing in the morning. Medications have to be taken with food. Some have to be taken with empty stomachs. The myth in Nigeria is that anytime you're taking medications, you're supposed to take it with food. Lies. Some of the medications you're taking have already been killed because you took it with food. Many of the medications must be on an empty stomach, others on food. Your pharmacist should specify to you. Don't automatically assume, I gotta eat first. No! That's a big myth in Nigeria. So people, listen to me very carefully when it comes to pharmacy. I'm the expert in this. Counseling is very important. They don't enforce it in Nigeria. They even pay us for it in US and Canada. So what I need to tell you now, guys, once a day, first thing in the morning, twice a day, every 12 hours, 3 times a day, every 8 hours, 4 times a day, every 6 hours. Common examples of medicines that have to be taken on an empty stomach. Some antibiotics, like penicillins, okay, and azithromycin. Empty stomach. What's an empty stomach? 1 hour before a meal or 2 hours after. How do I get an empty stomach? Okay, the time is now 4 o'clock. If you want to take something on an empty stomach and you're going to eat, that means you can't eat till 5. Take it now and then eat at 5. If you eat at 5 and you forgot to take it on an empty stomach, you're going to have to wait till 7, 2 hours after, to take it. Am I making sense to you? I'm a retired pharmacist, retired journalist, retired everything. I'm living my past. And I'm teaching you how to use my past because most of you have no legacy of anything. If you see me in a photo with a big celebrity in America, don't tell me, okay, that it's past glory. You don't have any glory. Phone's ringing. So I hope you learned something today about medication frequencies. I'm Dr. Kemi. I'll see you on the next Kemi Talks.